consciousness is like a glass half full. We actually know more than we think we know, more than we're consciously aware of. And I'm going to show you how to access that hidden knowledge and put it to work and become your best self. The secret that all great people share is that they've learned how to tap into their subconscious mind. Why the subconscious mind? Because everything that enters the senses goes into our subconscious forever. That makes each of us unique, and that uniqueness is your greatest strength. The subconscious mind is the most powerful force on earth. Genius, creator, visionary are just a few of its aliases. In these videos, I show you how to control key factors that harness the power of the subconscious mind and put it on autopilot to work for you. I call these key factors the mysteries of life. They are the filters through which the subconscious mind processes reality and defines us, and they play a key role in determining who we become and what we are capable of doing. Learning to control these key factors is the simplest way to create the life you always wanted. It's also the best way to raise the creative leaders of tomorrow. And all you have to do is watch. Your subconscious mind will do the rest, and I'll explain everything. I'm author Andy Brown, and you're watching The Mindset of Greatness. Apologies for the glare in my glasses, and that I'm no Greg Peck in front of the camera. Many of us are keeping some pretty big secrets from ourselves, and they're in our subconscious, like secret hopes and dreams of who we were meant to become, and secret patterns of behavior that we reflexively repeat because they're familiar and safe, and secret fears that keep us from having a more successful and a more rewarding life. By confronting these secrets, we can eliminate what's holding us back and change our life in dramatic ways. And you're going to learn how in these videos. Your secrets don't have to be secret anymore. Now, I want to give you an overview of what's coming up, including the foundational ideas to the process. And after that, I'll present the first mystery of life. That all happens in this video. Then in each of the following 6 videos, I'll present an additional mystery of life for a total of 7. Now, when beginning something new, and especially if it's outside our comfort zone, the trick is to find a good place to start. So let's start here. If you're like most people, at some point in your life, you probably dreamed about being famous, because the rewards of an original life are great. These include doing passionate and fulfilling work, working with leaders in your field, being part of something new and important, and of course the monetary and lifestyle rewards, including having more time to do the things you love, being with the people you care about, and having the best experiences and the loveliest things that life has to offer. The dream of who you could become and the rewards you have imagined for yourself do exist for those willing to master the mysteries of life. So what are the mysteries of life? They are common awarenesses that are misunderstood and highly undervalued, yet incredibly powerful. They are things you're already aware of and already doing, only you're going to learn to do them better, much better. The mysteries of life are the basis for every great person's success. In mastering any one, and only one, can make the belief in yourself greater than the fear of failure, so you feel worthy of the life you choose. These are some of the benefits that come with mastering the mysteries of life. They stimulate imagination and grow our curiosity and enthusiasm. They develop underused parts of the mind and increase our intelligence in critical thinking. They enhance memory and make life more memorable. They make learning easier, faster, and more rewarding. They hone our powers of observation. When we learn to be more observant, we gain a fresh perspective and new doors open up. And we can see that life is more interesting and more involving. And when life is more interesting, we see more richness and beauty in the world. So much talent goes to waste because young people are unaware of the beauty in their own life. And we're going to change that. The mysteries of life help us align our talents with our passions to help us focus on what's important in our life. They teach us to have original thoughts, We'll explore that in the video on genius, one of the mysteries of life. They reveal the connectedness of all things in life. They really do. And they give us the confidence to dream our biggest dreams. The subconscious mind is the dreamer in chief, after all. This is the structure that many children are missing and desperately need. It's the future of education for our kids. And equally, it's kindergarten for adults, but with life-changing results. No one should have to slave away at a life that doesn't reward them. And it doesn't matter if you're poor or privileged, this levels the playing field. Passions. You already know what they are. A topic or activity or idea that dominates a significant amount of your time. Just by thinking about them, they reward you. They get so far under your skin, they're in your blood, intravenous. They are a gift that you give yourself. True or false? Some people are incapable of being passionate about anything. The answer is false. People are naturally passionate about the things they care about. A passionate belief in something can make almost anything possible. And contrary to popular thought, passions can be taught. Let's unpack it. When we align our passions with the knowledge of who we were meant to become, something amazing happens. We feel connected and with a purpose, and have newfound energy and clarity of thought. This is the magic that people seek in their life. Mastering the mysteries of life teaches us to be passionate. It only takes one. Yet there has been a passionless pursuit of teaching this in our schools. I want to tell you why it's important for children and adults alike to have passions. Passions give us a reason to get up in the morning. They fill our time with constructive activity. This is one of the biggest problems people have today. They focus our energies on what's important in our life. They fuel discovery and are the springboard to new ideas in finding what we love to do. They help us find a mentor and become part of a community because it's something bigger than ourselves. They turn problems into challenges. They help us get through difficult times and keep us out of trouble and overcome procrastination or have no use for it in the first place. They help us develop a sense of accomplishment and pride and develop lasting virtues, teaching us to respect others and their values, thereby creating a culture of excellence. They make life more interesting and make us more interesting. When passions are developed at an early age, they keep the child inside alive, so you feel younger. And passions are the catalyst to inspiration. Remember that. I won't let you forget it. Now, the role of inspiration is central to the mindset of greatness and generally misunderstood. Let's unpack it. Desire is the theme of our lives. We all want more, including more energy to do the things we want. Now, combining those statements gives us a good understanding of what true inspiration can do. Inspiration creates desire, and desire creates energy to do the things we want. You're going to be hearing that a lot. Inspiration is a pinnacle word that derives from the idea that the godly spirit can be infused, transferred to us mortals. Specifically, it's the whisper of a divine or supernatural influence, as in being filled with the breath of God, which is to be inspired by ideas and ideals of the highest order. Coincidentally, inspiration is an alternate word for respiration or breathing. Get your doctor to use it on you. However, as used in the media, the word inspiration is typically not inspiration. It's a catch-all or filler word that often means to influence and is used to sell us all manner of things because, damn, it sounds so good. Here's what true inspiration can do. It captivates our attention. It creates desire and energy to do the things we want and gives us staying power to overcome obstacles in our path. It opens pathways to the subconscious mind. This is the connectedness you'll be learning about. It brings into focus our talents and abilities. It nurtures creativity, which can spark imagination, helping us to solve complex problems and even look into the future, which is the very model of a modern major meme. And it can reward us with treasures that money can't buy, like feelings of well-being. Most important of all, true inspiration is a force of change because it gives us a clear, undeniable reason to take action. Inspiration causes us to take action. Inspiration is an important word. Please look up the definition. True inspiration is rare only because we didn't have a way to teach it until now. So I'm going to make it simple. One word simple. I've come up with a single word that embodies everything we need to know to help us find our inspiration source. And with the help of these videos, you will. Noah. Most of us know the story of Noah from the Bible. Hey, Noah, build an ark, save the people, and save the animals. And boy, did Noah work for it. Remember the definition of inspiration, the whisper of a divine or supernatural influence. True inspiration compels us to take action. If Noah had not taken action, it would not have been true inspiration. Think of it as a higher calling that you can't refuse. Now, most of us will never have a divine or godly experience, but we can have a supernatural one. Supernatural is another of the pinnacle words, and in this case, the no longer in use meaning of exceptional or to a superlative degree applies. This is doable. Finding your inspiration source is about embracing your uniqueness. Everything that enters the senses, everything you have ever done is in your subconscious. So where does inspiration come from? It's already inside you. But to find it, you need a trigger, a lure, a hook, a shock to awaken it. And when you do, you must feed it because it will be hungry for ideas. And those ideas must fall on the fertile soil of your interests and talents. Interests and talents. Okay, I'm sure we can all agree that the human mind is capable of amazing things. But there's long-standing debate about how to unlock its potential. So let me ask a question. If I could give you new eyes that allowed you to see the essence of life, to see beneath the surface the connectedness of all things, and by seeing the world anew, you were able to discover who you were meant to become and what you were capable of doing, and go on to create the fame, fortune, and maybe even greatness that you have dreamed about. If I could do that for you, you'd do it, wouldn't you? Of course you would. A clear, undeniable reason to take action. Using our common sense in a process I call observe and celebrate. The more observant we become, the greater our reward, and the greater our reward, the more we have to celebrate. Observe and celebrate. Using this process, together with the mysteries of life, will inoculate you with simple ideas that inspire positive change while protecting you from outmoded ways of seeing and doing. It will give you new eyes. Here is a preview of some of the topics in upcoming videos. How to raise great kids, even on those days when you feel like a lousy parent. How to expand time to do more of the things you love. New evidence that you can become a genius. The code has been cracked. The 1% solution, not that 1%. Why the cosmos wants us to succeed. Green people, purple people, teaching children to celebrate their differences. From cradle to brave, how to develop and armor plate our self-esteem. A basket full of stars, learning to give the gifts we all possess. Living in the theater of the mind, how to reprogram our reality. Yes, we can, and have fun doing it. Proof that the soul is immortal and what you can do with it. Putting the energy of creation to work in your life. And I answer the age-old question, who are we and who do we want to become? Because we have a clear choice, as you will learn. And there's more. This stuff is so simple, you'll think you can walk between raindrops when we're finished. Neuroscience. I want to say a few words about the science of the mind. There are about 1 billion cells in the human brain, and they all talk to each other. 1 billion. Neuroscience tells us we use less than 15% of our brain capacity, often much less. In the state of the art and the science of the subconscious mind, our total understanding to date can be summed up this way. It's still a black box, which means it can only be viewed in terms of its input and output and without any knowledge of its internal workings. They're wrong, and I'll tell you why. They've overlooked something seemingly inconsequential, which actually is the key to understanding how the subconscious mind works. You neuroscientists watching, pay attention. Everyone has what are generally referred to as random memories, those spontaneous thoughts that seem unrelated to your current activities. But they are related, and they reveal the process by which the subconscious mind works. And when people say follow your heart, what they really mean is listen to your subconscious mind. And when people see a brilliant white light in a near-death experience, it's actually the subconscious mind providing stage directions based on preconceived notions and beliefs. In video number 3, I take you inside your subconscious mind and reveal how it works. And in videos 5 and 6, you'll learn to eliminate the obstacles that you put there. Arson and other good deeds. About 30 years ago, author Ray Bradbury told me something that changed my life. He said, the way to live a more honest, a more empowered, a more delightful version of who I could become was by learning to trust my subconscious mind. He said, the subconscious mind is like a mischievous child. It will hide, but it also wants to be found. And here's where it gets exciting, because it wants to play, which is the same thing as work to it. And it will play all the time and overtime just for the fun of it. So it's working even when you don't know it. He went on to explain that the subconscious mind supports all of our needs. It can access every experience we've ever had in life, including the secrets we keep from ourselves. And when we learn to use it more effectively, it eliminates stress and fear, saves time, and adds enjoyment to our life. For example, he told me when he had a problem he couldn't solve, rather than waste his time on it, he'd move on to something else, because he knew his subconscious mind would do the work and deliver the solution to him. He called this a pact of trust. The way to harness the power of our subconscious mind is by creating a pact of trust. Now, we're talking primitive times 30 years ago, and without any science to support him, these views were incredibly brave, and they still are. Looking back now, I would have to say that that was the most important moment of my life. But at that moment, when he told me that, I didn't believe him. Getting more from my brain just couldn't be that simple. And yet that began the journey that brought me here today. You will learn everything you need to know about creating a pact of trust in these videos, and you'll see for yourself how remarkable these ideas are. Ray Bradbury once asked me to believe that I could become more, and I'm asking you to do the same. As we go forward, please try to keep an open mind to these simple ideas that can change your life. And I'll connect the dots to something mysterious and wonderful that will imprint your heart with a yearning for an original life. Ray Bradbury left a legacy of bold ideas that continues to be a supernatural influence in my life. Learning is a lot like fighting a fire, he once told me. Only with learning, you have to learn how to start it first. He was one of a kind, and original. So, only a handful of people know what I'm about to tell you. That means I have over 7 billion conquest opportunities. Gotta love those numbers. Okay, we're ready. 7 key factors, 7 traits of greatness. You have known them your whole life as simple awarenesses, but from now on you will know them for what they truly are, as instruments of change. Our first mystery of life is words. The world is made of words. See how I did that? People who cherish the ideas and ideals that mold us also cherish words. For simplicity, I'm going to use words as a label to mean all forms of communication. We communicate in many ways, and there are many forms of language with strong parallels to each other, including numbers, scientific notation, musical notation, computer programming, images and graphics, but not art. That's in video number 4. You'll understand soon enough. Just think words. Let's unpack it. There are 2 parts. Part 1. I need to get biblical, not religious, biblical. The clearest statement about the power of words to change our lives comes from the New Testament. In the beginning, we are told, God used words to create the universe, not by a thought or an idea or a mathematical equation. And God said appears numerous times in that first account of creation. That statement clearly tells us that words have an energy of creation, and yet most people take for granted the words they use. We're going to change that. What we know and perceive to be our reality, we communicate mostly through words. Words are coding for thoughts, ideas, images, and it makes them searchable. Most thinking is verbal, in words, and we evaluate even nonverbal things, motorcycle repair, art, tiddlywink, sex, in words and exclamations. Yes, we do. Words are developmental to intellectual growth. Science has shown that learning to use language at an early age is critical to a child's intellectual development. Words are a method of transmitting the wisdom and insights of the past to the present and to the future. Words can span vast stretches of time and distance and connect us to the past. Words themselves are a record of history. I'm fascinated by the origin of the word disaster. The ancients believed that our destiny was tied to the star we were born under, making the word disaster code for being born under a bad star. Many of you also know the little star-shaped flower that we call an aster. Words in text frees our mind from the monotony of memorization. The majority of things we know today, we don't discover for ourselves. Each generation accumulates knowledge and passes it on to the next through the written word. If we still relied on spoken words and had to memorize everything, we'd be limited in what we could achieve, and civilization wouldn't have flourished. And words are the building blocks of self-esteem. I'll come back to that later. I love words. But if we lose the ability to use our words, important words like inspiration, then we lose the ability to have a deeper connection to what makes us human. Let me say that in a different way. I want to experience all of the thoughts and emotions and feelings that make me human and give me the capacity to enjoy what life has to offer. Words can do that. They can refresh, excite, seduce, woo, and reward us with treasures that money can't buy. But if we don't know their meaning, they can't. Words. Not highfalutin fancy concoctions. Words. Use them or lose them. Part 2. Let's set the scene. I planned a special weekend for us. A drive up the coast, lunch at that new cafe you've been wanting to try, near those cute shops. Just the two of us. It's been a long time since we got away. I love you so much. 2 days later. You've gotten really good at taking. You take and you take. And the worst part is, you take me for granted. I thought doing the things we used to love would save our marriage. What was I thinking? You're a misery to be with. Nothing's ever good enough. You're cynical and critical of everyone and everything. I don't want to do this anymore. It's over. 2 hours later. Honey, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean what I said. It's been an awful week at work. So much has happened. Dave called to say they let Sarah go. I know it's no excuse, but you know I love you. And the lesson is, words can be a weapon of destruction. Once spoken, you can't take them back. You can't unring that bell. I'll say it here, and I go into detail in a later video. We carry inside us the voices and the words of the important people in our lives. And those voices are the building blocks of self-esteem. All forms of communication, words, can make a lasting impression in our lives. And if it's true that God used words to create the universe, then that same energy of creation, a force of lightness and darkness and all shades in between, exists in your words too. So, how powerful are your words really? You're going to get a chance to find out. The afterwards. It's cute. Let's recap. Everything that enters the senses goes into our subconscious forever. That makes each of us unique, and that uniqueness is our greatest strength. The mindset of greatness is about learning to tap into our subconscious mind. It's the secret that all great people share. It consists of 7 key factors called the mysteries of life. Mastering the mysteries of life aligns our interests and talents with our passions to help us discover who we were meant to become and create the life we always wanted. People are naturally passionate about the things they care about, and passion is the catalyst to inspiration. Inspiration creates desire and energy to do the things we want and makes us take action. Like a magnet draws iron, the mysteries of life stimulate curiosity and enthusiasm, increase intelligence and enhance memory, make learning easier, better, and more enjoyable, and reveal the connectedness of all things in life. The first mystery of life is words, which is shorthand for all forms of communication. Words express more than the way we see the world. They are coding for the way the mind works. Words have an energy of creation, but also can be a weapon of destruction. Another way to think of it is words are like seeds that we plant into the fertile soil of our mind that will eventually root and grow into something. So if you plant peppers, don't expect peaches. Quick work. We're coming to the end, and I have an assignment for you. It's important, but it's also fun, and it's always optional. Now, these lessons require a small investment of time for a pretty spectacular payout. Mastering any one of the mysteries of life allows our subconscious mind to do what it does best, which is make better connections. But in order for it to work, we need to establish our new awarenesses as familiar patterns, which we can then build on, and that requires practice. So how far, how fast, how high you go will depend entirely on your own efforts. Surprise. I want to say a few words about the internet. If you're watching this video, then you have access to the internet. The internet is the most important learning device ever created. Never before have we had the world of ideas at our fingertips. Whatever our interests are, we can learn about them on the internet. The pioneers and creators, how things began, where they are now, and where they're going. I asked you earlier, how powerful are your words? Now is your chance to find out. Your quick work assignment, if you choose to do it, is to go online and research several famous people. We tend to put famous people on a pedestal without really knowing much about them. This is your chance to learn about people that interest you. Role models and icons, people that accomplish amazing things, people that earn a place in history. You're on a journey now to discover who and what inspires you and what it's like to live that life. Wikipedia is a good place to start. Look up their early life, their challenges, their successes and failures, their rewards, even their net worth. You can find that on the internet. These questions will help you go deeper. Ignore the tense if it's inappropriate. What are their passions? What inspired them? Who inspired them? What special gifts or talents do they have? When and how did they discover them? What are their goals? And how do they reach them? As you do your research, pay close attention to the language they use, the words. And after you complete that, go somewhere quiet and try to imagine what your life would be like if you were doing what you love to do. Then answer the same questions. Write down your answers. When you're finished, put it in a safe place, somewhere where you can find it, and review it from time to time. Expect some things to change. I also want you to research the metrics, the units of measure in your area of interest. To get started, go online and research the etymology of the word disaster. Then research the origin of the periodic table and musical notation, the writing of music. Research the etymology of the word chevron. And why does Chevrolet mean a farmer who cultivates goats? Look it up. Surrender to this aimless exploration. Investigate other words that come to mind, like algorithm, constellation, bungalow. That's an interesting word. This is not a test. You don't have to get anything right. You just have to get it going and see where it takes you. Systems of communication connect us all. The more you know about the ideas and the people that practice them, the more likely it is you share something in common with them and begin to believe in your own capabilities. Belief is mystery number 5. That was quick work. What is possible? Get a random group of people together and ask them to consider the case for a sentient species, one with limbs, with sight and locomotion, one that is capable of hope and fear and dreams and laughs. Now, consider that this species is not human. Today, we accept that all of the above is possible. But ask those same people if a few simple ideas can inspire real and lasting change, and their answer is likely to be impossible. The dream of who you could become has been inside you for a long time. These videos teach you how to harness the power of your subconscious mind and turn that dream into reality. And what's so exciting about this process is that everything you need to succeed is already inside you. In our next video, we explore the different ways we value time and make a remarkable discovery. Spoiler alert. We can learn to expand time and do more of the things we want. Who doesn't want that? So join me next time for the expanding universe of time, here on The Mindset of Greatness. I'm author Andy Brown. So until next time, find someone to inspire you and hold on tight. This video is dedicated in loving memory to Ray Bradbury, arsonist and friend. Copyright 2017, Puzzleman Publications, LLC.